Uber is potentially facing a criminal probe over a software that it allegedly used to evade authorities. So the US Department of Justice has begun a criminal investigation into Uber Technologies Inc.'s use of a software tool that helped its drivers evade local transportation regulators. Uber has acknowledged the software known as Greyball helped it identify and circumvent government officials who were trying to clamp down on Uber in areas where its service had not yet been approved. So Uber has actually admitted to a lot of this. In a letter to Portland authorities, they said that they did use this Greyball technology, but they used it exceedingly sparingly and only before the Uber app was allowed to be used in the Portland area in around 2015. Now the investigation is still in its early stages, but Reuters reports that Uber received a subpoena from a Northern California grand jury seeking documents concerning how the software tool functioned and where it was deployed. One person familiar with the request said that indicates a criminal investigation is underway. The second source confirmed that that was the case. Now, in a blog post, Uber said that they use this technology actually to prevent fraud and protect their drivers from harm in the early stages of the app. Now, that's what they are saying. However, the system might have gone farther than suggested by Uber's terms of service for app users. For example, it mined credit card information to see if the owner was affiliated with a credit union used by police and checked social media profiles to assess the likelihood that that person was law enforcement. Uber said it used the Greyball technology in December 2014 while it was operating without approval because it was deeply concerned that its driver partners would be penalized financially or otherwise
such liars
for their driving. So here's what I'm hearing.
It's the first time they were ever worried.
Some people are saying, hey, what's the big deal? They were just trying to grow their business in cities where it was not yet approved. There's no harm there. They're not doing anything. This is a business decision. And other people are saying that this is just sort of a likely indicator or symptom of a company that many now feel engages in shady business practices. Where do you guys fall on that? Do you buy any of what Uber is saying?
No,
this is just okay.
No, I feel like it's clear as day that they're lying and that they wanted to evade the laws and the fact that certain municipalities just didn't want them, right? They just didn't want them, and you have to respect those laws. The part of it that drives me nuts is just this like brazen attempt to evade those laws, and then like this half-hearted, unconvincing excuse that they give, in response to it. I'm glad that the Department of Justice is investigating.
Yeah, I mean, they push and they push and they push and they push in San Francisco and they've pushed in other places and they continually do it. And eventually they're gonna get a serious criminal investigation. I don't know if this is the serious criminal investigation. I find it hard to believe that this Justice Department is gonna be the Justice Department to crack down on Uber. And nor do I particularly want Uber cracked down on, except where they sort of deliberately break the law and then just irritate us by not admitting it, And there's a way, of course, they already, by the way, they're now approved in Portland, right? So there's a way to do it. You lobby. You lobby that you keep at the city council until you get the approval that you're seeking to drive, and until then, you don't do it. What's incredibly alarming, and I'm late to this game, is the depth of how many apps are there that lets someone else know everything about me. Like that they are able to tell the credit card is from a credit union used by cops. We're not gonna pick that person. Like that's the alarming part of this. I mean, Portland taking a stand because it's a super liberal city and not wanting Uber, and eventually, of course, they let it in because guess what? Liberals want to get places cheaper too, and in cleaner places. So eventually they approve it because it's a great service. That's why it's valued now at $68 billion. That's what its valuation is. That's staggering. So I get all that. What is terribly alarming is how sophisticated this is. I mean, these guys are so good.
And how far they went to not get caught and how they're still covering up their tracks. And this is just a number of many Uber controversies that we've reported on here, I know within the past month, that have sort of caused their chief executive to admit that he said, quote, he needed leadership help.
But look,
because this is coming from the top down.
But also need legal help.
But also, but look at it. I mean, it is in many cases that I don't want to oversimplify things, but they are extremely aggressive. Right? Portland says no, they're like, no, let's go into Portland anyway. We'll give them a different app if it shows up as if we think they're affiliated with law enforcement or the Department of Transportation or anything in that way. And let's just do it anyway. And they keep pushing and they keep pushing. They have pushed everywhere. They push wildly in Europe, right? In places that really stood out, India, right? I believe, to go back to talk more about India. And look what has happened. It works. It works. They fought the law and Uber won every step of the way. They're valued at $68 billion. It is a sign to where we live in a world where Trump declares victory, right? Just say he holds a big press conference after the House votes, even though the Senate's not likely to approve it, because he's like, win, look what I did. I'm Trump, I win. All he cares about is winning. All Uber cared about was winning. And the fact is, if that's all you care about and you're hyper aggressive, sometimes it really pays off. And there's a distressing reality to that.
Our journalism drive is almost over. It ends in Trump's first 100 days. We need to hire more reporters and more watchdogs. Let's do that right now at tytnetwork.com/go.